Good morning, students. Today I am going to continue your lesson from Snapshot, the summer of the beautiful white horse, the first chapter from your Snapshot book. Second video, page number 2, last third paragraph. Morald, I said, where did you steal this horse? Leap out of the window. He said, if you want to ride, it was the True then, he had stolen the horse. There was no question about it. He had come to invite me to ride or not, as I choose. Well, it seems to me stealing a horse for a ride was not the same thing as stealing something else, such as money. For all I knew, maybe it wasn't stealing at all. If you were crazy about horses the way my cousin Morald and I were, it wasn't stealing. It wouldn't become stealing until we offered to sell the horse, which of course I knew we would never do. Let me put on some clothes. I said, all right. He said, but hurry. It leaped into my clothes. I jumped down to the yard from the window and leaped up on to the horse behind my cousin Morald. Now the difficult word here is leap out. That means jump out from the. Here in this stanza, what here the Morald says, he asked. Aram he asked Morald if he had stolen the horse. Morald replied, if he wanted to ride, he must have to jump out of the window, and convinced him that the horse was stolen. But Morald, he came to visit him to ask him to ride with him. Aram tried to convince himself that it was not the same as stealing money, as they both were so crazy of riding a horse. यहाँ पे आरम जो है वो अपने आप को ही समझा रहा है, कह रहा है कि अगर किसी चीज़ को हमने चुराया है सिर्फ राइड करने के लिए, हम उसे बेच तो नहीं रहे हैं, इसलिए ये चोरी नहीं कहलाएगी। अपने आप को समझाता है और मोराल से कहता है कि रुको, मैं कुछ कपड़े पहन के जल्दी से आता हूँ, और वो नीचे चला जाता है और उसकी मोराल के पीछे बैठकर वो दोनों कजिन और दोनों चले जाते हैं। नेक्स्ट पैराग्राफ. That year we lived at the edge of the town on Walnut Avenue. Behind our house was the country, vineyards, orchards, irrigation ditches, and country roads. In less than 3 minutes, we were on the Olive Avenue, and then this horse began to trot. The air was new and lovely to breathe. The feel of the horse running was wonderful. My cousin Morald was considered one of the craziest member of our family. Began to sing. He began to roar. Every family has a crazy streak in it somewhere, and my cousin Morald was considered the natural descent of the crazy streak in our tribe. Therefore, Before him was our uncle Cruzero, an enormous man with a powerful head of black hair and the largest moustache in the San Joaquin valleys too, a man of furious in temper, so irritable, so impatient that he stopped anyone from talking or by roaring. It is no harm, pay no attention to it. There are some difficult words in this stanza. Vineyard, that means a plantation of grapevines used in winemaking. Orchards, a place of land of a plantarum of fruits. Irrigation ditch, man-made channels used to deliver water to homes, industries, and other places. Trot means proceeds with something. Descended means a system that develops from earlier simple versions. Streak means race. Enormous means huge. San Joaquin Valley, one of the long interior valleys of California. Now, अब इस स्टैंजा में यहाँ पर ये दोनों जो कज़िन आराम और मोराल है वो कहाँ रहते थे? एज ऑफ द टाउन ऑफ वॉलनट एवेन्यू. और वो लोग 3 ही मिनट में कहाँ पहुँच गए. यहाँ पे क्या क्या चीज़ें थी? यहाँ पे ऑर्कार्ड था, वाइनयार्ड थे, इरिगेशन डिच थे, और ये दोनों ने 3 मिनट के में ही ऑलिव एवेन्यू पहुँच गए. वहाँ पे जो मौसम था बहुत खुशगवार हो गया था. एयर फेल्ट न्यू एंड लवली टू ब्रीथ, क्योंकि उनको खुशी हो रही थी, क्योंकि वो जो चाह रहे थे, उनका जो डिज़ायर था कि वो हॉर्स राइडिंग करे, तो वो आज वो दोनों करने वाले थे. और उनका जो कज़िन है उसका मोराल, वो बहुत खुशी में ज़ोर ज़ोर से चिल्लाने लग गया. और आराम कहते हैं कि ये जो है इनहेरिटेड जीन है. पहले उनके अंकल खुजरू भी इसी टाइप के एक पर्सनैलिटी थे, जो बहुत ही he had an energetic temper and was impatient, irritating also, and he used to make anyone stop talking by roaring and say it is no harm, pay no attention to it. Next stanza. That was all, no matter that anybody happened to be talking about one, it was his own son. Arak running 8 blocks to the barber's shop where his father was having his mustache trimmed to tell him their house was on fire. The man Khusro sat up in the chair and roared, "It is no harm, pay no attention to it." The barber said, "But the boy says, your house is on the fire." So Khusro roared, "Enough, it is no harm, I say." My cousin Murad was considered the natural descendant of this man, although Murad's father was Zorab, who was practical and nothing else. That's how it was in our tribe. A man could be the father of his son's flesh, but did not mean that he was also the father of his spirit. The distribution of these various kinds of spirits of our tribe had been from the beginning capricious and vagrant. We rode and my cousin Murad sang. For all anybody knew, we were still in the old country where, at least according to some of our neighbors, we belonged. We let the horse run as long as it felt like running. Capricious means inconsistent change of mood. Vagrant, a person without settled home or work. What does the stanza say here? In the previous stanza, it has been explained how Uncle Khusro's nature was. So, one incident about Uncle Khusro's nature was this: rigid, no matter what happened to be talking about in front of him. Once his son Arab came running to him when he was getting his mustache trimmed at the barber shop. He told him that the house was on fire, which is he roared, and he said the same dialogue. Barber was amused and tried to talk to him about it, but as usual, Khusro never heeded anything, and he said in road again, did not pay attention to it. Murad was considered to be the natural descendant of this man, but he was not of his son. His father was Zorab, who was a practical person. The child could look like his father, but it does not mean that it would be the same attitude just as the same as his father. There were different kinds of people in their tribes, moody and without any settled work or home. They are still riding the horse, and Murad was still singing loudly. They were still in the countryside where, according to their neighbors, they belonged to. At last, my cousin Murad said, "Get down, I want to ride alone." "Will you let me ride alone?" I asked. "That is up to the horse," my cousin said. "Get down, the horse will let me ride," I said. "We shall see," he said. "Don't forget that I have a way with the horse." "Well," I said, "any way you have it with the horse, I have also." For your safety," he said, "let us hope so. Get down." "All right," I said, "but remember you have got to let me try to ride the horse." I got down and my cousin Murad kicked his heels into the horse and shouted, "Wazir, run." The horse stood on its hind legs, snored and burst into the fury of speed that was the loveliest thing I had ever seen. My cousin Murad raced the horse across the field of dry grasses to an irrigation ditch, across the ditch on the horse, and 5 minutes later returned dripping wet. Wazir means a name. Fury means anger. Explanation: Murad asked him to get down as he wanted to ride alone. Here Murad asked Aram to get down because Murad wanted to ride alone on his horse. Aram asked if he would ride the horse alone. He said it was up to the horse. If he wants to ride you along, and said him to get Murad down. Again Aram tried to convince him that the horse would let him ride, to which Murad said that we shall see, and told Aram that he had a way with the horse. Aram told him that he had too. Murad told him to get down and said it was for your own safety. Let us hope so. Aram got down while telling him that he will ride the horse alone. Murad kicked the heels of the horse and shouted, "Run," to him. The horse stood on the hind legs, breathed out, and ran into the speed, and Murad raced the horse across a field of dry grass and irrigation ditch. When they arrived 5 minutes later, they were wet. Now I will continue the chapter in my next video. Thank you.